Good afternoon. Welcome to yoga. I'm Miss Gray. Today I've got a affirmation card from the Affirmators set. It is, as I move toward greater consciousness, I feel old thoughts and habits fall away. Like training wheels on a bike, they help me get to where I am. But now that I can ride, I don't need those slow and crummy wheels, except when I'm making bike analogies. So today's all about personal growth, moving forward into the future and into the unknown. Our world is a crazy place right now. So we're going to start our practice today on our back. I'm finding a comfortable position to be in, either with our legs extended or long. Or with our knees together, finding our back on the floor and our knees resting against each other or open wide, wherever is feeling more comfortable today to start class. And then just take some deep breaths, breathing into our belly, placing our hands on our belly, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. And seeing if we can fill all space in our lungs. Can we completely fill our lungs with air? As much as possible. And then as we exhale, letting all of that air out. Closing our eyes. And just noticing how we're feeling. Any sensations that are coming up in our body. Listening to our breath. And as we exhale, letting go of our expectations, letting go of our judgments, letting go of any feelings of competition. And just giving ourselves permission to be in this space and have good yoga practice today. We're going to walk our feet under our knees and place our fingertips behind our ears, opening up our chest. And just see how that changes our lungs a little bit. Maybe it changes our breathing. Seeing if we can come back into that belly breath. And on our next inhale, lifting our head, just a small crunch, exhaling as we come back down. We're just lifting until we feel our abs start to engage and just gently coming back down. Thinking of this as a warm-up for the front and the back of our body. Our back is moving, our abs are engaging. And our next inhale, we're going to hold our head up with our elbows wide, bring our knees into our chest. And then take an exhale, wrap our hands around our shins, give ourselves a big hug, and rock side to side. And release our right leg and just hug our left, extending our right leg long. Inhaling as we lift it back up, and then exhaling as we switch. Inhaling up and exhaling, switch. Focusing on our breathing and noticing how we're feeling. What are our emotions today? Bringing both knees back in and setting our head back down, grabbing our knees and just making circles out and around away and then pulling them back in. So our knees are moving in opposite directions. And then switching direction of our flow. Feeling our hips move a little bit. Bringing our feet back down to the floor and our hands on the floor. Inhaling as we tuck our hips and roll up into a bridge. Exhaling as we come down, one vertebrae at a time. Just taking a gentle flow up and down into our bridge. Finding the ebb and flow. Like the tide coming in, our hips are coming up. And then exhaling as they come back down, gently one vertebrae at a time as we lift and lower. Coming back one more time here. And if it feels good, maybe bringing our knees back in, taking one more little rock side to side. And then extending our legs and arms nice and long. Taking a big breath in, and then propping one foot underneath us, we're going to gently make our way onto our belly. Coming onto our belly with our hands underneath our shoulders, so squeezing our elbows into our body with our nose pointed to the floor. Inhaling as we lift the crown of our head, just a baby lift. And then exhaling down. So I like to call this baby cobra. We're taking just a little lift, just opening up the back of our, compressing our spine, but opening up our chest. And seeing if with each breath we can come a little bit higher. Opening up our hands wide, making starfish hands with the palm of our hand on the floor. The next time that we come up, we're going to push up with our hands, keeping our knees on the floor and just prop ourselves up into a kneeling plank. Exhaling as we push back into child's pose. Inhaling back into our kneeling plank and exhaling down. Inhaling up into our plank, exhaling back. Engaging our arms, pulling in with our belly. And then the next time our hips come back, let's just find child's pose, bringing our hips back, setting our forehead down, either keeping our arms long or by our feet, and gently rolling our forehead side to side, massaging our temples. Coming back to center. I'm just taking a few breaths here. Pressing ourselves up onto our hands and knees with our hands under shoulders and our knees under hips. Inhaling as we arch the back, coming into cow pose. Exhaling as we tuck the hips and pull our vertebrae up, coming into cat. And then flowing back and forth between cow and cat. Our elbows are pointed towards our hips. Taking one more flow. Coming back to center. We're going to walk our way up onto our knees and turn into the middle of our mat or our towel and extend our right foot out so that the toe is pointed straight forward, taking a big breath in and out. And exhaling as we drop our left hand. Coming into gates pose. Inhaling as we come back up, reaching our left hand overhead, finding lateral flexion through the left side of the body, and then exhaling back down to the floor. So finding a flow side to side and feeling this lengthening through our sides. The next time our hand is on the floor, keeping our right arm high, we're going to lift our left foot off the floor, or right foot off the floor, and bring it back down. Taking a flow up and down. Finding a side plank. Setting that hand down, inhaling as we come back to center. Exhaling as we bring our hand and knee down. And then extending our left foot out to the side, inhaling up. Exhaling as we drop our right hand overhead, finding our gate flow on the other side. Finding lateral flexion through the right side body. Moving side to side. And the next time our right hand is on the floor, holding there with our left arm straight overhead, inhaling as we lift the left foot up, and exhaling as we bring it down. Taking one more lift, and then as we inhale, coming back onto our knees, bringing our hands behind us and opening up, finding some chest expansion. We can either keep our fingers wide and just be reaching back behind us, or we can lace the fingers. So we're looking for opening up our chest and our heart. Feeling that lead. Our pecs are separating, our shoulder blades are coming together. And then pulling in our belly, seeing if we can add a little bit of lift through our lungs. Taking a big breath in, reaching up, and then exhale, coming back onto our hands and knees, hand under shoulders. We're going to bring our left foot by our left hand, tuck our right toe, and as we inhale, extend the leg, finding a lunge. So either keeping our knee on the floor or finding this lunge on the floor, breathing up, we're going to come into a crescent lunge. So we can be either on the foot or on the knee. We're going to take a little flow, inhaling up and exhaling down with our arms. Taking one big breath in, and as we exhale, fanning our left hand in front of us, our right hand behind us, turning our right foot and sinking into our left knee, finding a warrior two, opening our arms, gazing over our left finger, feeling strong, confident, powerful here. We are all warriors. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And as we inhale, reaching our right hand overhead, hinging forward, setting our left elbow on our thigh, reaching up to the sky and finding side angle. We have some options. We could keep our arm here, or we could sweep down and reach out to the far corner, finding extended side angle. Between our feet, there's a dynamic tension, pulling front and back, side to side. lifting us up against gravity as we breathe in, cartwheeling our arms back, right hand to the back thigh, left hand overhead, finding reverse warrior. We can even let this arm rest here or bring it behind our back. Breathing in. Closing our eyes. On our next inhale, unwinding arms, we're going to turn our heels together. Stay wide and long the mat. Inhale up, 5-pointed star. Exhaling down into moonflowers. Alternating between moonflower and sunflower, hinging at the hips, reaching to the floor, or sliding our back straight down. Through both of these, our knees are tracking right over our toes. Moving with our breath, how are we feeling? Where are we feeling this in our body? Taking one more flow here. And then exhaling our arms, palms down, turning our left foot perpendicular, our right foot to the side, and then sinking into our right knee, finding our warrior 2 on this side. Breathing in, feeling that big pull. Gazing over our right hand, feeling that strength of this warrior. With our next inhale, hinging forward, resting our right hand on our thigh, our left hand overhead for side angle. We're taking a big inhale, sweeping the arm all the way up, finding an extended side angle, a nice long line from our fingers to the blade of our left foot. Taking one more breath as we inhale, unwinding, finding reverse warrior, right hand overhead, left hand either on the back of the thigh or behind our low back. Taking one more breath here, unwinding our arms, lifting our left heel, and finding that crescent lunge on this side. Taking a big inhale up. We could even drop down to our knee. Throwing our hands up and down. Taking one more breath. Exhaling, bringing our hands to the floor. Step back with our right foot, finding a down dog. Extending our ears between our elbows and bringing our heels toward the floor, maybe pedaling at our feet. Use as much length as we can through the back, through the upper body. And then when we're ready, inhaling into a plank, shoulders over hands, exhaling back to our down dog. And maybe we stay here, or maybe we drop to our knees and do the same move through plank toward what I like to call down puppy. The next time we are in plank, we're going to hold there, exhaling halfway down, lower to the floor, inhaling as we press up, lift our knees, find up dog or cobra, tuck the toes back, come back to down dog. Taking a big breath in, lifting our right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale as we swing it forward to the hand. Inhale back up, and then exhaling and stepping in. Roll our shoulders. Stepping back with the left foot. Open with the hips, so our toes turn kind of 45 degrees. Inhaling up, exhale as we sink into the knee and turn our shoulders so they're square with our knee. Here forward, our hips are open. Warrior 1. Inhaling as we open the arms, turn our left foot, find our warrior 2 and extend our knees so it's straight. Taking a little flow, inhaling as we reach over our right foot. Exhaling as we come back. Taking this little flow, reaching side to side. And the next time we're all the way over the foot, dropping that hand, reaching our left hand overhead, finding triangle. Inhaling as we bend the right knee and wind back to warrior two. Turn our toes to the corners, bring our heels toward each other. Inhale up. Exhale down, taking a flow between moonflower and sunflower. Moving with our breath. Inhaling up. Exhaling as we turn our left foot to the side, right foot perpendicular. Actually, no, we're stepping in. We're finding our warrior one. Inhaling up, sinking into our left knee. Bringing our shoulders over, square over the knee. Finding that big lift. And as we inhale, opening up the arms, now turning the right foot, finding our warrior two, extending our left knee straight, finding that flow. Inhaling as we reach over the left foot, exhaling as we come back to upright. Reaching our fingertips like we're trying, we can't move our feet, but we're reaching as far in front of our toes as we can. Holding this next reach, dropping our left hand and our right arm, finding triangle here. Bending the left knee, unwinding back to warrior two, lifting our right heel. Inhale as we sweep our right hand overhead. Step back with the right foot, finding our down dog or down puppy, or moving the puppy off the yoga mat. Thank you. Taking that same flow between plank and down dog, or down puppy and kneeling plank. Either one. And then the next time we come into plank, lowering down, hovering, chaturanga. Inhale as we press up. Exhaling as we come back down to hug or cobra. Lifting our left foot. Inhaling up, three-legged dog. Exhale as we bring it behind the left hand. Inhale as we come all the way in. Exhaling down. Take a shoulder roll. Up and around. And then rolling the other way. All right, so maybe bring the right ear to the shoulder, left ear to the shoulder. Take a little shake out. Stepping back with our left foot, toes pointed in the same direction. Inhaling as we reach up. Exhaling as we grab elbows behind us. So interlacing our arms, pulling in with our belly button. Taking a big breath in, we're going to arch back. Belly's in tight, booty's in tight, looking up. And as we exhale, hinging forward. Our belly's tight, so we're keeping our flat back as we hinge. And when we can hinge no more, holding there, and then exhale, releasing the upper body. Finding that stretch through the back of both legs. Maybe closing our eyes in pyramid. Taking one more breath here as we inhale, lifting from the crown of the head up and away above the toes, unrolling back to upright. Exhaling as you release the arms and the feet, stepping back, hip distance apart, closing our eyes and just letting our right and left sides readjust. Stepping back with the right foot, inhaling up, big breath in. Exhaling as we interlock our elbows, drawing in our belly, breathing in again, arching through the spine, looking up, pulling in tight through the belly, and exhaling as we hinge forward from the hips, moving all the way through to the crown of the head. Hinging with a flat back. When we can go no more, releasing the upper body and the shoulders. As we exhale, can we bring our nose a little closer to our knee? Inhaling, lifting from the crown of the head in front of the toes, unhinging back to upright. Releasing the arms, exhale, stepping into mountain, closing our eyes and letting our right and left sides readjust. Noticing our balance, becoming aware of how we're feeling. Shifting our arms, inhaling with the left hand down and the right hand up, backwards. Stretching through the right side body, finding some lateral flexion. Exhaling down, switching sides, inhaling the left hand up, the right arm down. Flowing side to side, feeling that stretch through the side of our body. Beautiful. Finding an equal number of stretches on either side. Coming back into mountain, grounding our feet to our hip distance apart and placing our hands on our hips. We're going to gently close our eyes and just sway right to left. Feel all the different parts of our feet, rolling our weight into the sides of the feet, back through the center and then to the opposite side. Coming back to center and then coming forward and backward. Feeling our vestibular system bring us into balance, protect us from falling. Coming back to center and then just softening our knees and making some hip circles. And then switching directions, breathing with it, moving with our breath. Coming back to center, releasing our hands, palms forward, and then taking our hands up to the sky, palms together. Exhaling as we hinge forward, finding a forward fold. And then either placing our hands on blocks, so we're going to take 2 fingers and just hook them underneath our big toe. And as we inhale, soften our knees. Exhale, extend our legs as straight as we can without any pain. Finding that straight with our fingers hooked. Inhale as we lift our upper body up a little bit. Big toe hold, a gorilla pose. Another option here is that we can lift our feet up and step on our hands. Finding gorilla pose here, or if this feels good on our wrists. Softening our knees, inhaling as we circle sweep our arms back up into mountain. Exhaling, bringing our hands to heart center. Shifting our weight into our right foot and weighting our left knee, inhaling as we bring it up. Flexing the knee and the foot and the ankle. And then choosing to bring our hands up, finding crane pose. And if we like, we could pinch our index finger and our thumb. Finding our balance here in crane. And maybe, if this is a little wobbly, we can always tap the toe down. If we're feeling super balanced, Try a little challenge and close our eyes. Taking one more breath here as we inhale, extending the left leg, bringing our hands together, lowering our foot down and coming to heart center. Closing our eyes, letting our right and left sides readjust. Shifting our weight into our left foot. Inhaling as we unweight the right foot, flexing the ankle and the knee, and finding our crane on this side. Feeling our balance. Exhaling as we extend the leg, bringing the hands together and lowering to heart center. Closing our eyes, readjusting right and left side. Shifting our weight again into the right foot. So I'm going to turn to a slight angle just so you can see all of what I'm doing. We're going to lift the left foot up. And with the right hand, grab the outside of the thigh. So I'm flexing my knee and my foot. Inhaling as we bring our right hand up parallel, or left hand up parallel. Exhaling as we twist and open, looking back to our left hand. Breathing deeply. Inhaling as we rotate back to center. Exhaling as we lower the leg and the hands, coming back into our mountain. Shifting our weight into our left foot. Inhaling as we reach, bringing the right knee up. Flexing through the knee and the ankle. And then take our left hand to the outside. Inhaling as we bring our right hand up. And then our next breath in, we're opening through the chest, twisting gently through our spine. Taking one more breath, inhaling as we rotate back to center. Exhaling as we release the hand and the foot, coming back into mountain, closing our eyes. Pressing our shoulders down, away from our ears. Making sure our feet are hip distance apart. Inhaling out and exhaling as we sit down into chair. Pulling in with the belly, reaching out the arms long in front of us. We can stay here in chair, or maybe we want to lift our heels and find a balancing chair. We also could bring our hands to heart center. Maybe we can lower our hips further down into that imaginary chair, or lift our heels a little higher. Finding the place where we can hold our balanced chair. Taking one more breath here as we exhale, lowering the heels, hinging forward, finding our forward fold, placing our palms on the floor, and stepping back with the right foot and then the left, finding a plank. We gotta move a puppy out of the way. Yeah, hello. Finding our plank. So we have some options. We can either stay in a high plank or we can drop our right knee. As we inhale, we're going to open up the left hand and find side plank. Breathing in. On our next inhale, rotating back into our plank, pressing our hips up, finding a down dog. Pedaling out our feet. And switch angles. So we have that option either to come to the knees or not. Inhaling as we come back into plank. And this time if we're dropping a knee, we're dropping a left knee, opening up the right arm. Whew. Finding side plank. Taking one more breath here, exhaling as we bring our hand to the floor. And then drop both knees, exhale, stretch back into a long extended child's pose. Walking our fingers as far away from our toes as possible. And then exhale, sinking our hips down a little bit lower in between our feet, maybe rocking side to side. Finding as much stretch as we can here. And then noticing where do we feel that. Taking a breath in, we're going to bring our shoulders over hands and lift our left hand. Slide the back of it along the floor underneath the right arm. So our palm is up, and then slowly lower our left cheek to the floor, keeping our hips high as we thread the needle. Closing our eyes, feeling the stretch through the shoulders, through the back. Inhaling as we unwind that arm, bringing it back underneath our shoulder, and then lift our right hand, slide it palm up with the back of the hand, resting the right cheek down. Inhaling as we come back to center, walking ourselves onto our belly and bringing our elbows right underneath our shoulders, pressing our palms down with nice wide hands. And then we're going to kind of scoop the top of our head down, inhaling, and then lift, pressing our shoulders towards the floor, opening up the chest as we find Sphinx pose. We want to feel this in the front of the body. If we're feeling compression in the back, maybe lowering down that lift and reaching further in front rather than up. Taking one more breath here. Exhaling down, open up the elbows, set our forehead down on the elbows and lift the feet up, flex the feet, and then just gently windshield wiper side to side. My puppy wants to play yoga today. Bringing the feet back down, we're going to extend the arms in front of us for a nice long extension, our fingers and toes as far away as possible. And then slide our right hand underneath the shoulder, pushing down with the hand, coming onto our side. We're going to bend our right foot, reach back and grab the ankle, flexing through the foot, finding a half bow. Taking one more breath here, releasing that right leg, and gently rolling onto our back, sliding our feet under our knees. Hopefully you don't have a dog climbing on you. Okay, Rama. Tucking our hips and rolling up, finding bridge, lifting our hips as high as we can. We're going to close our eyes and just stay here for a few breaths. Feeling heat and noticing, where are we doing that work? We want equal work with our quads, our hamstrings, our glutes, and our abs. So if the abs aren't working, can we engage them more and lift a little higher there? If the glutes aren't working, can we tighten up there and lift? Finding the space where all of those muscle groups are engaged. Taking one more breath in and exhaling as we slowly come back to earth. Drawing our knees into our chest, giving ourselves a big hug and rocking side to side. And then extending the left leg long, keeping the right knee bent. Sorry, right leg long, left knee bent. Inhaling as we roll, extend our right hands up, coming onto the opposite side, flexing our ankle, and finding our half bow on this side. releasing the foot very gently, rolling back onto our spine. Bringing our feet sole to sole and opening up our knees, finding a butterfly, and just taking a moment to adjust our hips, maybe rocking a little side to side until we're feeling good and comfy in our butterfly. Taking some breaths here. Inhaling as we draw our knees back together and then letting our knees stay touching. Open our feet wide along the edges of the mat so the knees are pressing into each other, finding a nice supported restorative bridge. Heel toe, walking our feet back in, extending our left leg long. And making a T with our arms, pushing down with the left foot, inhaling as we lift the right knee up and over, and looking back to our right hands, finding a supine twist. Inhaling as we make our way back to center, readjusting our hips, extending our right leg long and bringing our left foot in. Pushing down with the left foot, lifting the left hip and knee up and over, and looking back over the left arm. Inhaling as we make our way back to center, readjusting our hips and setting up in any pose that feels good for final relaxation. Maybe we like the supine butterfly or supported bridge, or maybe we want Shavasana on our back, or we could take Shavasana on our belly, stacking our hands underneath our forehead. Finding a place where we can rest comfortably. Today I'm reading from Melody Beattie's Journey to the Heart book. We talked about personal growth, and I find this passage is really, really great for that. Feel and see how the life force, the heartbeat of the universe, leads you, guides you, takes you on the way. Yes, there are times when we need to march forward, muster up our willpower and grind through the motions. But those times are transitory, and that's not the magical way we're living now. Even when we stop, doubt, wonder, get tired, confused, the universe is there to revitalize us, move us along our path, and lead the way. If you're tired, rest. If you're sad, cry. If you're thirsty, take a long, cold drink of water. If you feel helpless, feel that. But know it's just for a moment. If you feel confused, feel that. Feel it until clarity. Feel until desire, hope, and meaning break through. You don't have to trudge through on willpower, not any longer. You don't have to push your way through. This is our moment to grow. Rest until you feel healed, then gently go forward. Let the universe assist you. Open your eyes, the eyes of your soul, and see where to go. Feel where to go. See what to do next. See how the magical power of the universe carries you along, even when you get tired, even when you get confused. You are connected to yourself, to the world, to the universe. Quiet the chatter of your mind, renew your body, replenish your soul, take in all the healing energy of the world around you, and grow. Gently bringing awareness back into our fingers and our toes. Maybe making a small wiggle or some micro movements. When we're ready, rolling onto one side. And then take a breath or two there, pressing ourselves back up into an easy seated, comfortable position, stacking our spine, our vertebrae. Inhaling as we reach our fingertips out, up overhead, coming palm to palm. Exhaling as we come to heart center. Thank you for sharing yoga with me today. I wish you a wonderful week. Seniors, congratulations. I hope to see you out and about in the world and hear all the wonderful things you're doing.